So if I had some more additional credits, putting them in here in the end, let's say I want to end my composition right here, I can just, whoops, move that back, right click, zoom out here, deselect any layers. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and trim our comp down. So first we'll move our comp slider here over to where we want our comp position to end. So we're going to do 14 seconds. And I can either right click, trim comp to work area, or I could go up to composition, trim comp to work area. Either way, we'll trim it. Now we have 14 seconds. So the purpose of the black is so that it just ends, and there's a little bit of black before, and like some players, it'll replay the video. So we have our title, got our stop motion here, and then we've got our ending. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is save, and then we'll do a render. Alright, to do a render, we're just going to simply go up to Composition, Add to Render Queue. So this actually puts it in the render queue, like a queue, so you could do a bunch of different renders and have them in the queue. And this is in spot 1, Q1. So we are going to select the drop down arrow here and select 8.264. Let's see. Do it one more time. There we go. Okay. And then we click Not Yet Specified. And we'll select our desktop. And I'm just going to put this in the same folder as my photos. And I'm going to call this StopMotion Final Mr. G. And then we'll click Save. Now we click Render, and now it will actually start creating a movie file. And it'll run through this, and you're going to see a preview of all the thumbnails as it quickly runs here. This bar will go all the way to the end until it completes, and then we'll have our video. So we'll go ahead and pause it until we finish rendering. So finished rendering, and I just pulled up the stop motion photos folder, and here is our QuickTime Render. So we'll go ahead and play that. We want to make sure it works. Oftentimes we can get glitching or errors depending on what we're doing and which compression we go with. So we'll play this through. Yep, so we got a little bit of glitching already at the beginning. All right. So we can go back in here, and to re-render, we'd have to set it up all again. And so the first thing I'm going to do is actually change the name of my comp. So I'm going to call this Stop Motion Comp Mr. G. Okay. Now with the name actually being right here, good to go, because when I go to render, it's actually going to use that name. And if you had a lot more files, like a title sequence or anything like that, you may want to group those together. And I can just select all of these and create, I'm going to create a folder first actually, and call it Stop Motion Photos. Left an O out there. There you go. Now you can just shift select your pictures and drag and drop them in there, and they're organized. Now we created a black solid that's in our solids folder, and then all our stop motion folders. Whoops. Shift select these again. Get all the pictures in there. Alright, so now we have all our pictures right here in this folder, all nice and organized. I could do the same thing if I had audio or video, or if I had a title sequence. I would just create a new folder and name it, say, title sequence, and then put all my title sequence images in there as well. And once I'm ready to go, select our composition here, go to comp, add to render queue. Here we are again. This time we could try something different. Instead of doing a preset, I'm going to click on lossless. Pulls up a window here. This I'm going to select QuickTime, and then the compression, we could do MPEG 4, we could select H.264 again if we wanted, or we could just do Sorensen, which is one of the ones I like to use. Hit OK. There's no audio, so we don't need to check this box, but if you have any audio put in your StopMotion, you would need to check that box. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And it should be the same location, so we're good to go. Now we'll just hit render. Looks like the beginning is a little bit laggy, so it might not have been glitching in this case. We'll let it run through. Alright, and here is our final project.